Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the Divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om. Peace, peace, peace.
I'm going to sing a mother's prayer. Shakuli tomari ichha. All is your wish. You are the fulfilling star. You do your will. We think that we do it. Some remain stuck in the mud, and other disabled can climb the mountain by your will. I am the instrument. You are the operator. I am the chariot, you are the charioteer. Whichever way you drive, I go there. All is your will. Shakuli tomari ichha. Shakuli tomari ichha, ichha moye tara tumi, tomar karma tumi karma, loke bale kuriya. Mi shakuli tomari ichha, ichha moye tara tumi, tomar karma tumi karma, loke bale kuriya. Mi shakuli tomari ichha, panke baddho karo kore, pangure langhagiri, panke baddho karo kore, pangure langhagiri, kare dao ma brahmapad, kare karo adga. Mi shakuli tomari ichha, ichha moye tara tumi, tomar karma tumi karma, loke bale kuriya. Mi shakuli tomari ichha, ami jantro tumi jantri, ami ghar tumi gharoni, ami jantro tumi jantri, ami ghar tumi gharoni, ami rath tumi rothi, যেমন চালাও তেমনি চলি। সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা, ইচ্ছা মোয়ে তারা তুমি, তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা, লোকে বলে করিয়া। মি সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা, ইচ্ছা মোয়ে তারা তুমি, তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা, লোকে বলে করিয়া। মি সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা।
I'm reading from the book Sri Sharada Devi, The Great Wonder. These are essays on the Holy Mother. This particular essay is by Swami Kripamayananda. The Holy Mother's life remains an enigma to us. A simple, rustic woman, though trained and nurtured by an avatara, Sri Ramakrishna, can she really be worthy of such high praise as bestowed on her by Sister Nivedita? Someone in doubt told Swami Sharadananda that he could understand that Sri Ramakrishna was an avatara, but he could not understand the greatness of Holy Mother. To this, the Swami replied, "If you think Sri Ramakrishna is an avatara, do you think that he married the daughter of a collector of cow dung cakes?" This brings out superbly the significance of the Holy Mother's advent in this world and the part she played in the divine Leela of Sri Ramakrishna. Every avatara comes with his consort and with a purpose. The avatara preaches a new doctrine, a new religion, fulfilling the need of the hour. But this new religion finds expression through the body and mind of an avatara who is a human being. So, for the demonstration of this religion to women who constitute one half of the population of the world, it is necessary that it finds expression through the body and mind of a woman. This is exactly the inner meaning and purpose of the life of the consort of an avatara. We have observed above that the lives of most divine women were rather passive in nature, since they only lived the life without taking proper part in the propagation of the message of the avatara. But in the case of the Holy Mother, it was different. The Master actually entrusted her with the continuance and fulfillment of his mission, as is borne by the following incident recorded in the Holy Mother's biography by Swami Gambhirananda. One day, while at Kashipur, she brought food for the Master, who was reclining on his bed with his eyes closed, and said, "It is time for your diet. Get up." Swami Gambhirananda describes the scene as follows. The Master seemed to have returned from some far-off land, and while still in that mood of aloofness, he said, "See, the people of Calcutta appear to be crawling like worms in the dark. Do look after them." The mother pleaded, "I am a woman. How can that be?" The Master pointed towards his body and continued in the same strain. "What? After all has this one done, you have to do much more." And at the same time, he told the Holy Mother, "Is this my trouble alone? It is yours too." So we find that in her later life, Holy Mother, by her spiritual ministration, by leading an ideal householder's life, and by directing the monastic organization from behind the scene, took an active part in the divine drama of which Sri Ramakrishna was the principal actor. Hers was an unparalleled and unique life in the history of the world, which from age to age has produced great women in all walks of life. If we look at the Holy Mother's life from the spiritual standpoint, we realize that she was Sri Ramakrishna himself in a feminine body. If in Sri Ramakrishna's life, the world has seen the consummation of a spiritual life of a nation for the last 5,000 years, in Sharada Devi's life, the same consummation is observed, only with this difference that all the values, ideas, and ideals of religious life assumed a feminine expression, thus setting forth how women should shape their lives and take part in the great resurgence of spirituality that has started with Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda says about this great life, "You have not yet understood the wonderful significance of Mother's life, none of you, but gradually you will know. Without Shakti, there is no regeneration of the world. Why is that our country is the weakest and most backward of all countries? Because Shakti is held in dishonor there. Mother has been born to revive that wonderful Shakti in India, and making her the nucleus, once more will Gargis and Maitris be born into the world. Sister Nivedita writes, to me, it has always appeared that she is Sri Ramakrishna's final word as to the ideal of Indian womanhood. But is she the last of an old order or the beginning of a new? To us, it is evident that all spiritual verities India has dreamt of and realized for thousands of years in a piecemeal way have been fulfilled in the one life of Holy Mother. Nay, more. She has shown by her life that India is traveling towards a greater possibility which will create a better culture and civilization, showing the way for fulfillment of women's destiny. With Sri Ramakrishna, a power has arisen which will, like a tidal bore, carry the whole of humanity towards the door of liberation. And the name of that power is Ramakrishna Sharada. Yes.
Now a short period of meditation. Good morning to everyone. So today's topic of discussion is Holy Mother, an epitome of Indian culture. I'll begin today's talk with a prayer. Devim prasannam pranatartihantrim yogindra pugyam yugadharma patrim tam saradam bhakti vijnana datrim daya swarupam pranamami nityam. I bow down to blissful Mother Sarada, who is worshipped by the greatest of holy men and women, who is the receptacle of the spirituality for this age, who removes suffering of those who take refuge in her, and who grants them devotion and knowledge. So, Mother as the epitome of Indian culture. So we need to understand what Indian culture is. We often hear the word, together with culture, as was being read also, civilization. What is the difference between civilization and the culture? Civilization is the progress of human society for the comfort and decency of its external world, while culture is the refinement of thoughts leading to excellence in moral and ethical culture of a society. So, culture resides in the heart, in mind, and the civilization is seen as the external progress, how nice houses were built, how there were the civilization, Aryan civilization grew up there, and the Indian civilization, and Mesopotamian civilization. All we know about the civilization, how human societies built cities, and how they invented the wheel and the fire, and all those came with the civilization, which made our life more comfortable. We started growing fields, growing crops, not always hunting and killing the animal for our food. All those are the progress in our civilization, which has made us today such a comfortable, happy, so minus 35 when you are living in warm. This is the civilization, gift of civilization, how it has made our life more comfortable, happy, decent, that life we get. What about culture? Culture is more deeper. Civilization may be destroyed, but culture remains. There are many cases where people were driven away from their own civilization, from their own country, and yet with the help of a strong culture in their mind, the way they lived, the way they thought, the way they worshipped, they were all over the world living, all dispersed all over the world, without any comfort of civilization of their own. Yet with the culture, they again had an opportunity to be together and built up the civilization of their own, with the culture remaining in their mind, in their thought. Not lost in thousands of years. It's not a story of few hundred years. Thousands of years after being dispersed, there have been human history like that. So civilization, culture is so strong in human being that makes us what we really are. Every culture has its some specialty, some qualities. We have European culture, we have American culture, we have Indian culture. Swami Vivekananda used to say it's hard work and living for better life is the Western culture. And American culture, they say it's all about the business, how to make money, wealth, progress. And the European culture, somewhere like the Greek culture, fine arts, sculptures, paintings, and high thoughts in philosophy. All that went with Greek culture, Roman culture, all invading, bringing the good things by conquering other nations. From Greece, they brought so many things to Rome. Like that, the Roman culture. There have been culture like that, which try to have their own way, progress in their own way, and define their own culture and try to preserve the culture in that way. What is the specialty of Indian culture? Indian culture is wonderful, very soft culture. Very soft. That's why, not that we are not fighters, but somehow it happened, we have been subjugated for like 1,000 years. It is a long time for a race to be subjugated. And after that, we suddenly could throw away our subjugation or domination and stood as the independent nation with the probability of our culture to again flourish. But what happened in this 1,000 years of domination, subjugation, we didn't lose our culture. We retained our soft culture. And that strength of the soft culture was so big that it was not lost. Opportunity comes and it starts flourishing. What is the basis of Indian culture? The Indian culture believes in all-pervading, one all-pervading reality. That is what it is said in the ancient times, beyond our history. We cannot say how old is Rig Veda. It is 5,000 years, 10,000 years old, we don't know. There is no historical record. It goes beyond the historical measurement. And what they said, Ekam Sad. The truth is one, the reality is one, and it has been described by many as in a diverse forms. Ekam sad vipra bahudha vadanti. Vipra, the scholars, they try to describe the reality, which often is described nowadays, we translate it as God. And that God has been defined and described in various forms. That is what Rig Veda time, when civilization, how strong will be our culture and civilization so many years ago, they could think of one reality that is told by many in different forms. How could they unite the thought? They didn't go and fight those who had different opinion about the reality. You said it is the one reality. You are describing in a different way. You look upon in a different way. So looking, perceiving was different, reality is one. That is the basis of Indian culture. That's why so much of harmony is there. We all can live together with all diverse thoughts, diverse race, diverse culture. If you see, India itself is so much diversity there, which you won't find in any other country of the world. Every few 100 kilometers away, you'll find a different food. Every province has a different dance, different language, like that. So many languages, so many ways of living. And that is what the India is. That all happened because of this thing. Truth is one, reality is one. We all are one. We are free to have our own different ways of our living, different ways of our eating, dressing, language, all they flourished. And with the idea, we are all one. So that is wonderful thing that arose from the rishis of the Rig Veda, thousands of years, 10,000 years ago, that ekam sad vipra bahuda vadanti. And it said, Eko Brahma Dvitiyo Nasti. The Brahman, the God, the ultimate truth is one. There is no two. This type of thought. That's why whoever came to India, all were accepted. Jews, Persians, Muslims, Christians, whoever came, come here. Make your own temple, churches, mosques, and you remain here. We all can live together with different way of worshipping. You worship Allah, you worship God, Father in heaven, you worship Jehovah. Doesn't matter, we all worship the same God. That was Indian culture. That's why they could accept everyone. Someone he lost his kingdom in our north, and he had to take refuge in India. Our big, powerful neighbor. And that spiritual teacher and also the political guru, spiritual guru and political leader. He came to India with all threats of annoying our powerful and larger partner. We said, come and stay here. And this happened just recently, 1948, within 1940s, after our independence. I'm talking about Dalai Lama. He came with his people, and the neighbor where he was there, his country was occupied, and we said, come, stay. We gave them the land, practice your own dharma, your own way of worship of God. And Dalai Lama stays in India, loves India, praises India. When he came to Toronto, he said the greatness of India, that how India is great in accepting everyone. It all started with our culture, which feels God is one and God can be worshipped through different methods. Other part of Indian culture is renunciation and detachment. Renunciation. This word is little, since you have to give up everything. It's not, renunciation is not giving everything. Renunciation is about detachment, about not being attached to the things, knowing fully that this existence in the world is temporary. The world is ever changing. Nothing remains as such. Tomorrow everything will be different from what it is today. So this idea in Indian culture, aisa din nahi rahega. The day will be not like today. Every day is a change. And this life is temporary. So don't get attached to the thing. Don't cling to the things of the world. It will all go away. So this is very part of the Indian culture, renunciation. That made us teach in the Ishopanishad, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Everything should be covered with divinity, with God. Isha, the Lord, the Supreme, is there in everything. That is the reality. What you say is just the perception. So everything in fact is that respectful and dear and loving being whom we call God, Ishavasam idam sarvam. And then he said, Tena tektena bhunjita, renunciation. In one verse of the first verse of the Ishopanishad, it says the Indian culture so deeply. Tena tektena bhunjita. Don't get attached to the things of the world. Renounce mentally and then enjoy. With attachment, there is no enjoyment. With attachment, there is bondage. And bondage is suffering. And renunciation, detachment is freedom. Freedom is joy. And joy is bhunjita. Enjoy. Enjoy the world by renunciation. What renunciation? You don't have to give up your house. No, I will live in the forest. So it is said in the Ishopanishad. Not that. Renunciation is don't have attachment for the house, for the car, for the wealth, for the people, for the situation, for condition of your health now, for the stage of your body. Don't have attachment. No, fully, intellectually, always be aware that everything is changing. And be prepared for this life, wonderful journey. Life is just a journey. It's not just something we come to stay and be like this forever. We just move on in life. And in the journey, as we go from one place to another, this body also is in the process of journey. So that's why, tena tyaktena bhunjita. Enjoy the world, which can be done only, this joy, enjoyment can be done only through renunciation. Ma gridha kasya svidhanam. Same verse, Indian culture says, don't have greed for anyone's wealth. Don't be greedy for the wealth, for the possession. Renunciation alone can give you joy. Bhunjita. With this idea of nothing belongs to me, everything is God, God is the all-pervading reality, comes another thing of Indian culture. It is selflessness and service. So more of thinking about others than for yourself. When we are selfish, self-centered, then we are not practicing Indian culture. With selflessness, and the selflessness, thinking more about others, automatically leads to service, helping others, thinking about others, how to make others happy. If we think to make others happy and not think about ourselves, we will become more happier than when we think how to make myself happy. Rather than we should think how to make others happy. That will be selflessness, and that will automatically make us happy, and that is the only way. Holy Mother said, the purpose of life is fulfilled when we can give joy to others. That is the purpose of life. So it comes service. That's why that has been always a part of Indian culture, how we can help others. When Swami Vivekananda was sitting on the chair, on the stairs of a church, on the steps of the church, helpless, where to go, no address, nowhere, no, he doesn't go in the Chicago, big city of Chicago. And that time, the lady comes, Mrs. Hale, comes there and asks, "Sir, are you part of the Parliament of Religions? Are you going there?" That is where the Indian culture is manifested. Someone, lady, woman coming to meet an unknown person in a peculiar dress, tired, hungry, looks like a homeless person. And that lady comes to help that person. She was so selfless and she came for the service. There is the manifestation of Indian culture. That is what the Indian culture is. When we find people in the train, subway going, and there is some old person comes, and one gentleman sitting there, young man, he stands up and gives seat for the person. This help, we call it Indian culture. Indian culture is not something that is only confined to India. It is on every person who is morally, ethically strong and has been selfless in his attitude or her attitude. There, that type of culture is, we call Indian culture. In India, that guests are so much entertained. I went to a person's house, they invited me. And there I thought, do you have extra room? He said, "Don't, Swami, come, don't worry, come." When I go there, and they give big room. It looks like master bedroom. So why are you giving me here? Give me some other small room, I'm a single person. How this so big room, you have extra room? So they just kept smiled and gave me. Then later I could know that that was their bedroom. They just cleaned the whole room, emptied their all belongings and made that room for me. They went somewhere in the basement to stay. That's what is Indian culture, taking care of the guest and treating the guest as God and giving guest maximum comfort. That's why they say in the beautiful Hindi saying, "Mehman jo hamara hota hai, wo jaan se pyara hota hai." Our guest is dear to us than our life. That's what the Indian culture is. That Indian culture leads us to conquest of nature. Conquest of nature, external and internal. External nature, we all know, by hard work, we try to conquer the nature's changes, vagaries, and we try to make it more suitable for our living. And how to conquer the internal nature. Internal nature, that is also a part. Progress. There should be progress in our thoughts. When we are baby, we were adolescent, we grow up, there should be ever-changing thoughts, should be more mature, more and more mature. There is the progression of mature thoughts when you grow. We have heard that beautiful verse called, don't have a desire for fruits of your action. Ma karma phala heturvhu. That verse, it says at the end, Mate sangostva karmani. That you don't be attached to the fruits of action that is given by God. You have the right only to work. Karmanne vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have the right to work, but not to the fruits thereof. That is not the end. It says at the fourth line, the last couplet, it says, Mato sangostu akarmani. May you not have attachment to non-working, to idleness. You should be active, working hard. That is the Bhagavad Gita saying. Don't be attached to the fruits of action, but see that you don't neglect the work. Be hard-working. Mate sangostu akarmani. That's why life is meant for progress. In childhood, we sleep so much. Tired, we need sleep. After we grow, then we have to get up when we start going to school. Mother wakes up, oh, you have to get now, it's 6:30, you have to go to school. So slowly, sleeping is less, waking up becomes more. And as we grow, when we become like mature person, responsible person, a householder, then where is sleep? All is you have to look after your children, they are sick, running to hospital, emergencies, this, that. Sleep is not thought of. Then all is work. And after work is done, then retirement, then you have free time. How to utilize the free time? You can sleep and rest and watch television, or you can go and be regular, get up early in the morning, do tapas, do meditation, try to control the things, whatever you have got in your youth, the spiritual instruction, do practice that more vigorously because you have free time now, and do more, repeat God's name, and read books, and try to cogitate, ask questions, get the answers, and speak about the spirit. That becomes another type of retirement, very joyful retirement. And just watching TV and shopping, and that is a retirement, but it is not really giving joy. Unless there is some inner thing comes, inner regularity comes, the presence of God comes, some aspiration comes, there is no real joy. So our life, Indian culture, is progress from tamas to rajas, from inactivity, dullness, laziness, sleep, to rajas as we grow. And mind also is trained that way. From rajas to sattva, serenity, calm, peacefulness, with the intellect all of alertness. That is sattva. Alertness with serenity and peacefulness and calm. Indian culture doesn't stop just at the sattva. There is the goal is going beyond all three gunas, going beyond sattva and reaching that ultimate reality which cannot be reached by thought. And that is avang manasagocharam, that nature of God, that to reach there, that to realize God, ultimate, going beyond even all the gunas, from trigunas to trigunatita, from three stages of life, waking, dream, and sleep, to the fourth stage of spiritual awareness, spiritual enlightenment, called Turiya. So that is the journey of Indian culture that teaches. And our life is all set with holiness. That is what the Indian culture will like to teach you. You should be holy, which consists of purity, charity, and chastity. So that in this background of Indian culture, there have been great Indian women were propped up by Indian culture. And they all, Indian women, they exhibited Shakti and Bhakti both. There have been great rulers, great, person who guided the country, like fighters, even the fighters, women fighters. Rani of Jhansi. Swami Vivekananda was always full of praise for Rani of Jhansi and for Guru Gobind Singh, for their bravery, for their ways to defend the culture and defend their nation. All he was so much praised for that. So Rani of Jhansi, if there was in manifestation of Shakti, there were like Mirabai, Bhakti is manifested, where all the power of the queen was given up for the sake of devotion, for the sake of love of God. She just gave up her the queenhood, and she became like a sannyasini, Mirabai, great devotee. And before that, there are the stories of Sita, Uma, Savitri, Damayanti. All they are the during Puranic ages, like 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 years ago. Great, great women, all propped up by Indian culture. And before that, were there Indian women of any name in the Vedic rishis? We hear of Yajnavalkya, we hear of Narada. Were there great rishis? Yes, there is the mention of Vachaknavi, Gargi, Maitreyi. This Yajnavalkya was a great rishi. Once he comes to the court of Janaka, and Janaka said, whoever can take whoever is the knower of Brahman, he can take the cows with gold put on their horns. This cows itself is a wealth and more decorated with the golds mounted on their horns. So nobody was speaking. Then Yajnavalkya says to his disciples, take these cows, we need that. Then came one person, she challenged her, how do you prove that you are the greatest of Brahmagyanis? And that was Gargi. Gargi comes forth and says, you cannot just take, you have to debate and prove. So those were equal to great rishis. There were great women rishis in India. They all were the Indian culture. In modern times, we find Holy Mother as the epitome of Indian culture. All that as was being read from Nivedita saying, she is the final word of womanness, of woman, God as woman in India, says, according to Sri Ramakrishna. So Holy Mother, she represents the ideal womanhood, the ideal woman produced by Indian culture. She was an ideal daughter. As a daughter, she always helped her parents. She didn't demand anything. Whenever there was something in the family that was needed to be done by the big people, grown-up people, there was once famine and her father cooked some khichdi. Little girl, very little. And she came with her tiny hands and brought a fan, and there was famine in the village. People were hungry, so they were trying to eat that khichdi made. It was very hot served, and they could not wait. They were so hungry. This little Sarada comes and she starts fanning the khichdi so that it becomes a little cool and they can eat. That type of concern for others so that they get comfort, whatever she could do. So like that was the daughter. She was an ideal sister. Her brothers were greedy, quarreling, but she never did anything to them, and looked after their life. And she grew up and started living in Jairambati after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away. And all were taken care of by Holy Mother. So she was ideal sister. And as ideal wife, this consort of Sri Ramakrishna, there are so many stories of how she was an ideal wife. Always she helped Sri Ramakrishna. When she came to Sri Ramakrishna and from Jairambati and started living there, Sri Ramakrishna asked her to taste her. have you come here to drag me to the world? He was always living in God and all that. Holy Mother said, why will I drag to the world? I have come here to help you in reaching you your object of your purpose. That is what I am. So I am not here to drag you down. I am here to fulfill you, to support you, to make you whole. That was Sri Ramakrishna. Without Sarada, Sri Ramakrishna is not whole. That's why the word came. There is a spiritual power today called Ramakrishna Sarada. Both go together. Without Sri Ramakrishna, as if without Sarada Devi, Ramakrishna is like half. It is not complete. With Sarada, Sri Ramakrishna becomes that spiritual power come together which can revolutionize, spiritualize the whole world. That was his work of wife. And how wise was she? Sri Ramakrishna himself says, she is not unlettered. She had no opportunity to read and study. Although there was women were studying, it was not that medieval time. But she was not allowed by some other person. She was trying to read alphabets. Some other person took away the book. Oh, will you read books? From she and her niece were reading. But she was so wise. Sri Ramakrishna says, don't think she is illiterate. She is Saraswati herself has come here in the form, and she has come here to make all have the knowledge, to give the knowledge to all. She is the epitome of knowledge. So she is Sarada, Saraswati. That's what she says. And one person, Holy Mother was bringing food to Sri Ramakrishna. She used to live very close. If those who have gone to Dakshineshwar, they know. In Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna lived in his room. Holy Mother's room was a few feet away from his room. She used to live there, cook there, very small room. And there Holy Mother was bringing lunch for Holy Mother, for Sri Ramakrishna. And one devotee comes and says, Mother, can I take this plate to Sri Ramakrishna? And that lady, Holy Mother gave that, and gave inside, and that lady put the plate and went away. Sri Ramakrishna saw the lady was not a very good character, and Sri Ramakrishna knew her. And now Sri Ramakrishna sat to eat. He is not able to eat. Now, because it was touched by something, Sri Ramakrishna could feel that if it is impure, he cannot eat. Once that happened, well, someone gave him a glass of water. Swami Vivekananda was there, Narendranath. And Sri Ramakrishna, he gave, and Sri Ramakrishna cannot drink. And Narendranath asked, why are you not able to drink? Oh, that person's character is not good. He didn't know that person at all. Without knowing that person, he said, Narendranath had doubt. How can he know by just a touch of glass that the person is not good? Sri Ramakrishna didn't drink that water, but he came later on and go back to his home, went to that place, inquired about that person and found out, yes, that person's character was not really good. So that was Sri Ramakrishna, and here he said to Ma Sarada Devi, what did you bring to him? Please eat, it's already late, we cannot do anything. Then he said, okay, if you say that from next time you will not do this type of thing, you will not give my food to be brought by anyone, only you will bring, then I will eat. What Holy Mother says? No, how can I do that? If somebody comes and asks me, addressing me as mother, asks me something, I cannot deny that. You see, asking even Sri Ramakrishna is saying something, she is saying, no, I cannot do that. Please eat. And so strangely, all this impure food, Sri Ramakrishna, who could not eat, now Holy Mother says, please eat, I cannot do that, I will have to give whenever someone asks me, saying mother. And Sri Ramakrishna ate that food. So that was the wisdom and strength of Holy Mother. Sri Ramakrishna said to Holy Mother, you are giving too much food to the young boys that they would become like Baburam Maharaj. So he used to eat some. Sri Ramakrishna has a ration how much to eat, only 2 chapatis and little dal and little vegetable. Holy Mother, he was a young man and he used to eat more. Holy Mother gave him few more rotis. And Sri Ramakrishna saw and told Holy Mother, why are you giving so much? They are supposed to meditate whole night, and they have come here to increase and build up their spiritual life. And what did Holy Mother say? Don't worry about them. I will take their care. Let them eat. That was the strength of this Holy Mother. What a wonderful wife. All Sri Ramakrishna is tasting to her how much motherhood is coming from her. Her motherhood dominates her other Sri Ramakrishna's, their guru's wife and all those things. She is a mother. She has to feed her children. That was the mother. She was the ideal of motherhood. So many instances of motherhood. How much service she did to the people. One person came, lady in the village in Jayarambati, very sick, very poor. At the end, at night, she threw it up in the bed and all she did me dirty. And Holy Mother said to her in the early morning, now you get clean and you now go. And she early morning, she left her for her home after being refreshed. And what did Holy Mother do? She took all her clothes that were dirtied by the lady and washed herself. There were many people at home. That's how guests are served in Holy Mother. She didn't want to give trouble to anyone. Others may feel that all these things were vomit and all those were there. They may feel bad. She herself went and cleaned. And there are so many instances like that, how she treated her guests and her disciples. She was an ideal guru. She gave mantra to so many people. Sri Ramakrishna himself had authorized and blessed her that when today we read, what have I done? You will have to do much more than what I have done. And literally, Holy Mother spiritualized so many persons, so many numbers, many more than Sri Ramakrishna did. And she was the ideal guru. She used to do so much japam, all the time doing japam. And people ask, Mother, why you have to do so much japam? Oh, I give mantra to disciples, some of them cannot do, so I have to take their care. So that was Holy Mother's attitude. What type of guru? So not the guru of that best guru of Sri Ramakrishna's story, that the guru is like the best doctor who prescribes medicine and this bitter medicine, and if patient doesn't drink, so what he does, he makes the patient flat, puts his knees on his chest, opens the mouth, and then pours the bitter medicine so the medicine goes inside and works. That is the best doctor, Uttam Vaidya. So that's what Sri Ramakrishna. And how was Holy Mother's? She will not trouble even the patients, even the disciples. Herself will all take the trouble. All pains she will take herself and go on doing, repeating God's name for the sake of those disciples. Otherwise she is a Holy Mother, pure, realized, God-realized person. What does she need to do? That's what the Holy Mother's wonderful that life was. How she manifested Indian culture in every bit of her life. Once, how strong she was. Not only she was only love and kindness. Great decision. Even sometimes what Swami Vivekananda decided, against that she gave decision. Swami Vivekananda said, now we have so much of money is needed. I will sell the Belur Math and we will go to the forest and under the tree we will live, we will sannyasing. Holy Mother said, no, Naren, you cannot do that. Holy Mother is not for one relief. It has to be done. Many reliefs will be done here. You have given that in my name. And now you are not asking even me and trying to sell that. Holy Mother put forth her food there and the Belur Math remains. And Swami Vivekananda, whatever Holy Mother said, Vivekananda all listened to that. Never ever argued. See, one person was he took away something from the ashram. What will be in the ashram? Very poor person. He stole something. Swami Vivekananda was very unhappy with that and fired that person. Go away home. You are stealing here in the ashram. We keep everything open. Ashram, everything was open. And that person, instead of going home, went to Holy Mother and said, Mother, I am poor. I have been driven out, fired by that, something by greed. I did that. Please forgive me. And Holy Mother said, okay, his house, so many children, and what he'll do, where he'll get job. And Babu Ram Maharaj had gone there in Kolkata, and he said to Babu Ram, take this servant away. I hear that he has done some wrong, committed some wrong. Take him away and reinstate him. Babu Ram Maharaj said, but Mother, Swami Vivekananda fired him. It's not we. Babu Ram Maharaj was the manager. Swami Vivekananda himself fired him. I cannot take him. It will be like very difficult. Go and tell Naren that Mother has sent him back and asked him to reinstate. Finished. And when he was coming, so that servant came and Babu Ram Maharaj was coming. And Swami Vivekananda saw they were coming by boat. And see what Babu Ram is doing, you see? How did he find that person whom I fired and he's bringing? What type of this Babu Ram is doing? When Babu Ram came, what happened? Oh, Mother, that guy went to Mother and Mother said, reinstate him. Oh, mother said, okay. That was Holy Mother's decision. Very powerful, Shakti, and devotion and love and compassionate. That was so beautiful life of Holy Mother, always blessing, always she is with us, and always giving us energy, power, and good thoughts. She is Saraswati. As she is Saraswati, she is always with us, giving our right understanding. Whom do you think Swami Vivekananda, when he prayed and bowed down to Saraswati at the beginning of his Parliament of Religions, first lecture on 11th September 1893, he bowed down to Saraswati, and that was Holy Mother. Because he came to the West by the permission of Holy Mother only. For him, Mother was Saraswati, Mother was Sarada, Mother was her own mother, Mother was Guru Patni, everything was Holy Mother. So she bowed down to Holy Mother in the form of Saraswati, and the lecture just came up without any preparation, without anything, and it became the best lecture of the whole Parliament session of that day. So that was Swami Vivekananda's power, was all Holy Mother was behind that. So once Swami Vijnanand used to give initiation, and Sri Ramakrishna appeared in his dream and said, "Patient, do you tell about Holy Mother, Mother Sarada?" He said, "No, I talk about you. You are Guru, you are Ishta." I said, "Think of you, meditate on you, and he has the power to liberate you. He will give you all spiritual realization." You don't talk about Holy Mother? Then who will give your disciples liberation? She is the one giver of liberation. Talk about Holy Mother also. So that is the power of Holy Mother. Real giver of liberation is Holy Mother. So that one Swamiji said very nicely about Holy Mother. She is most loving mother. There can be no one who will love more than her. Most loving, most forgiving. Anything that we do wrong, she is always there. Okay, you are forgiven. She has the power that she can forgive. Most forgiving, most forbearing. How much trouble she took in the life. No one can else go through that poverty, that neglect. So many words that were shown after Sri Ramakrishna passed away. Even during Sri Ramakrishna's time, people used to talk so much ill about Sri Ramakrishna. Oh, your husband has gone mad. They gave you to marriage to a mad person. Like that, Holy Mother was said. All the different thoughts. After also, he passed away also, so much of poverty. But she never asked for anything. So much she had the power to forbear, most forbearing, ever pure and ever compassionate mother. So that is our Holy Mother Sarada Devi, the epitome of Indian culture. I'd like to close with another prayer for Holy Mother. देवी प्रसन्न वदने करुणावतारे दिव्यो जलद्युतिमयी त्रिजगज्जनित्री कल्याणकारिणि वराभयदानशीले मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे. O blissful Mother, O embodiment of compassion, O the creator of all the three worlds, O the doer of good and granter of fearlessness and giver of boons, O Mother of the bright and dazzling form, please reside in the lotus of my heart forever. Om Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmu.